What's going on, guys? My name is Ben and welcome back to another episode of Roadrunner Reviews. Today I'm going to be once again in my BMW 650 Grand Coupe. I'm going to be doing a review video on the reasons why I chose the Grand Coupe over the more iconic M6. You know, if it came straight down to horsepower, M6 is a clear winner. A lot of people think M6 is clearly just a better car. However, after making a decision off these items, I feel that the 650 is a better car for my situation and what I want to do with it. Just to give you a concept of the 6 Series in general, is based off the 6 Series Coupe, which is the Grand Coupe was then extended 2 more doors to add those 2 seats in the back. BMW did, or still is doing, the regular Coupe series, and then the Grand Coupes were just, you know, same as the Coupes, with just 2 more seats and a little bit more weight. The reason why I wanted the Grand Coupe over just a basic car, or the basic Coupe, is to get more friends in the car, be able to fit more stuff in the back, more stuff in the trunk, bada boom, bada bing, everything, yeah. So let's dig right in. I mean, again, these items are in no particular order, meaning that there's no importance to me, even though I feel the first 3 are probably going to be the biggest determining factors, the reasons, and everything else is kind of like added on top of the reason why I didn't go with the M6. But let's start off with number 1. Number 1 is, let's just get it out of the way, everybody knows, price. When I was looking in right around 2016, the 2014 models, which I was kind of aiming at, was around $15,000 to $18,000 difference in price, meaning that the Grand Coupe 650 compared to the M6 was around $15,000 more. That is a significant difference, especially when you're only talking about 100 horsepower, which is another point. But let's just say first one is price. Now 2020, you could probably find them right around $5,000 to possibly $8,000 difference in price. So there are a lot more comparable now. It just, price wouldn't be the main factor for you. Maybe now it would be more of the other things I'm going to mention. Number two easily is the all-wheel drive system. Now I know there's the Alpina B7, but those cars are rare. Like I barely see them, and if you do, they're gonna be priced out of the butt for them. But like for the base model 650 Grand Coupe, add the Msport, add the executive package, the all-wheel drive system in this car is my favorite. I'm using it right now. Traction on a very rainy day, really gripping the road. I love it. If you live somewhere in maybe like Texas or California where you're not really using, or you don't need traction, isn't as important to you as it is in, you know, northern states where you get snow and you get rain and you gotta go somewhere. So again, all-wheel drive was the main determinant factor for me when it came to picking a daily driver where I live. Number 3 easily is the motor. They are both V8 and they are both turbo powered. Very, very similar. The M Sport, or the M6, is a little bit more stroked out. It just has a bigger performance and platform, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more of a track ready motor than the 650. So you're looking at more around the mid 500 horsepower as opposed to the mid 450 horsepower in this Grand Coupe. That is a significant difference. However, if you really wanted that horsepower, you bought in this car and you realize 450 really isn't enough for daily driving, go get it chipped. You can easily get it upgraded with the turbos, add more boost. There's upgrades you could do to easily push 600. There's people on the forums I've seen that are pushing 800 horsepower out of these motors, which is insane for a Grand Coupe. It's just something that, it's a grand touring car. It's not a track car. People who really are chasing those numbers gotta realize this car isn't gonna perform on a track. We don't even have manuals. But to each your own, not my opinion. For me personally, on the daily driving, 450 horsepower is enough. Number 4, kind of going off of the horsepower, they both do 0 to 60 in roughly 4.2 to 4.4 seconds. So the horsepower scenario, will it beat it on a quarter mile? I have the all-wheel drive, I have more traction, I can take off and keep up with the higher horsepower car. However, you know, at a certain point, that higher horsepower is definitely going to give in and then take off on me. But 0 to 60, if you're going off of those stats, these are identical. So again, that difference in price point, which I said was number one, you know, you got to kind of balance what you really want and if that badge is something that is really going to be worth more. What am I on? 4? 5? Number 5 has to be the sunroof. The sunroof, in the M6 there is none because they have the carbon fiber, trying to save on weight. Don't know why, it's a heavy car. But in this one, some people might not like it. I fucking love this sunroof. It's completely open. When you close it, you can close it. It has a black suede interior, but having it open just allows a lot of headlight or natural light from above. I think is a factor that I kind of like more. It's one of those things again where it's kind of just adding on top. It's not a really big determining factor for me when it comes to purchasing a car. But again, the fact that this is a cheaper car and it has something that I feel is a plus, to me is just adding on top of the reasons why I would choose the Grand Coupe over the M6. Number 6 kind of deals back into the cost, I guess, but still in my eyes is separate, is insurance. When I was looking at both the cars, the M6 insurance package for insurance was $450 compared to the Grand Coupe, which is $300 at the time. Now I had one ticket on my record at the time, and then I was 27. Don't know if that matters at all, and I live in the city, so some people have told me that changes things. It is a bit high for both quotes, but it's still not the highest I've seen for other people driving cars. But $150 extra in insurance each month, to me, really didn't make me want to choose the M6. It's just, 400 is ridiculous. 300 is expensive, but 450 is just ridiculous for insurance, especially if I'm too nervous to claim anything. Number 7, this car is just a better traffic driving car, the BMW 650. The M6 has more of a track ready presence to it, that if you're doing a lot of daily driving in the car, I'm be honest, the 650 is just a more pleasant car. If you don't believe me, go out and test drive both cars and let me know what you think. The suspension in the 650 is just a little more softer, a little bit more rounded, and a little bit more easy going when it comes to letting off and stepping on the gas, as opposed to the more sharper, aggressive sport suspension M6. So if you know you're going to be daily driving and stuck in traffic, that's something to consider too. Which do you feel you want to have, the more luxurious drive-in, or do you want to feel like you want to race somebody when you can't even go faster than 30 miles an hour? Number 8 is the miles per gallon. I know it's hilarious for me to even say that on a V8, but at the same time, why not? You get slightly better fuel economy on the 650 than you do on the M6. Not too much of a surprise there. A little bit around, from what it claims online, around 2 miles per gallon to 4 or 5 miles per gallon difference. However, the M6 owners that I know, in city, they get under 10. Now, please take that with a grain of salt, because some people have lead feet and they don't let off on the gas. And if you have these sports cars, you're really not going to be driving it efficiency in mind. But at the same time, the gas mileage is slightly better in the Grand Coupe. And that's another reason to add on top. And for the 9th reason why I would choose the BMW 650 or Grand Coupe over the M6 is because of the transmission. The standard transmission settings on gear ratio on a Grand Coupe, again, it kind of ties into that daily driving aspect. So it's a little bit more just softer and rounder than it is with the track ready M6. Just a better overall Grand Coupe drive, softer feel. And again, that ties into the other reason when I was talking about with the suspension too as well. Last reason has to be, it's funny I have to say this, but it has to be the LED lights on the front of the car. They are a distinguishing light just for the 6 Series. really haven't seen them on any other BMW. I actually really like them because it complements the Angel Eye BMW quad lights on the front. And they look very clean, and they pop. They really make the car identify. They do work too, as well, as far as when it is a little bit, the visibility is bad in the morning and you do need those LED lights on. The M6 does not have that, even though they have the really cool Msport front bumper. Still, not to deter myself from this video, the LED lights on the front of the 650 are my final reason why I purchased this car. Well, that's it for me, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna put out as many videos as I possibly can. Please subscribe, please like my videos, and please comment below. I appreciate your time and your patience with me as I come with more and more videos. I'm excited for this new year, 2020, and I'm ready to get going. All right.